So I took a free walking tour this morning, which is one of my favorite things to do in every city, as you guys know, the tip-based tours. And none of this was here actually this morning.
Most of your relatives know that you're going on vacation where? To Bosnia. But actually now you are in Herzegovina. I am Herzegovina.
So this is your first cocktail, yeah? Another cocktail addict? A Slav cocktail. This is the most beautiful backdrop ever. But here is the nicest place I'll ever have coffee, or I've had it so far. Oh my gosh, so much mold. More.
4 or 5 people in this city will call me straight, including me, but don't make me wrong, that is my ideology, but this is my country.
Hello guys, and welcome to Mostar, the most beautiful city in all of Bosnia that I've seen. So when I got here yesterday, the first thing I thought was, wow, why did I spend so much time in Sarajevo when I could have came here? It is magnificent here, and I regretted staying so long in Sarajevo. But then my very second thought was, I think I've seen it all, because this old town area is very small. I think this is what people think of when they first come to Mostar. It's just this beautiful old bridge that I'm standing on here, this view of the rivers, the mosques, and these restaurants, and this little section of the old town here. But a lot of people actually never walk on that side of the bridge or to the new part of the old town. Let me show you guys. I can't blame you though, because this side does seem like it's so beautiful. Why would you go anywhere else? We got to know a lot about the history of what has happened here in Mostar, and actually what Mostar means. Try to take a guess, guys. It has something to do with the bridge. So these areas definitely are very touristy, like the rest of Bosnian Herzegovina, which actually we're in the Herzegovina part now. But this feels slightly more authentic for some reason. So it's actually 7:30 p.m., but because it's already June, the summer days are very long. So the sunset doesn't set until about 8:30, so we have another hour to enjoy the streets with some light before the sun goes down. But I will guarantee you, this sunset is going to be so beautiful. You can already tell with all this forest, and these places to sit and eat. It's a beautiful place. So you have all these beautiful restaurants you can sit at, just overlooking this cliff. It looks like something out of a movie, really. For whatever reason, early mornings, when I say early mornings, I mean like 9 or 10 a.m., there's not that many people here. But in the afternoons, it gets really packed, like around lunchtime. But now during sunset, when it's most beautiful, it's actually pretty quiet again. All right, so just a very quick walk from the old town. You can tell this tile, this floor has changed from the slippery cobblestone that was from the original build to this kind of new, easier to walk on, bigger streets, kind of just more modern. So this is actually the new town. This was built after the Austro-Hungarian Empire came. So like the rest of Bosnia and Herzegovina and a lot of kind of this part of the world, there has been a lot of occupation from different countries, including the Ottoman, who were here for hundreds of years. Here you had the Austro-Hungarians who came, and there's kind of mixed feelings about all of it. Because on one hand, the Ottomans actually built that beautiful old bridge and expanded the city for the people that live here, and the Austro-Hungarians built this whole beautiful area. So kind of depending on who you ask, it was good that they were here, but at the same time, they did a lot of bad things because they were literally occupying this area. I have heard this is the best ice cream in the area, so I will definitely come back here a little bit later before the sun sets. It's pretty crazy that it's June, so it's summer. I am in a beautiful city in the old new town, just a 10-minute walk from the most popular tourist attraction, the Old Bridge, and it's like empty. If I was in Split right now, or Dubrovnik, or in Paris, or in any kind of more famous place, maybe Venice, I wouldn't be able to walk. I wouldn't be able to spread my arms around. I wouldn't be able to spin around. It would be insane. So this place is actually still relatively undiscovered. But it's definitely a beautiful place. And what I like about this Newtown area is you can see families and locals actually live and hang out here. And it's not just for tourists. You can also tell that with all the spires, this is the Muslim side of the city. So as you probably remember from my videos from Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina has 3 distinct religions or groups. You have the Bosnian Muslims, you have the Croats, and you have the Serbs. So you have, the Christians, you have the Catholics, and you have the Muslims. But actually what my guide pointed out today is actually there's a lot of minority groups, up to 27 of them, and also a lot of mixed marriages and races, especially here in the south, in Mostar area, even more than Sarajevo, where there's a lot of intermixed marriages. Even my guide, he is Muslim, but his wife is Catholic. So you have a lot of mixed marriages. So you have people living here that were not just out of one of those 3 groups. And this cemetery, right in basically the city center, this has a mixed burial with everybody.
It's been abandoned by the Ottoman Empire and militarily given to control by the great forces of Europe to the Austro-Hungarian monarchy for the first 30 years, which in 1908 officially Austro-Hungarian monarchy annexing Bosnia and Herzegovina for the next 10 years until 1918, when with the Versailles Peace Agreement, Austro-Hungarian monarchy do not exist anymore. So 40 years of the expansion of the Mostar during that period was seen a little bit different architecture. Practically at that point, the old Austro-Hungarian monarchy improving all existing infrastructure, electricity system, water system.
So you might wonder, why is there a mosque here right in the city center, as well as this burial ground literally right across from Main Street shopping? And it's because during the siege here, they couldn't go out further to bury the dead. So here you have graves from all different religions. An easy way to tell is this one here. You can tell it has the kind of a hat. That's a Muslim grave, and this is the head, and that would be the foot. And then, for example, if we look over here, this is someone from the military. Another easy way to tell is Muslims will always have a head and a foot, but if it only has one, then they're most likely not Muslim, or definitely not Muslim. So another thing that makes Sarajevo and Mostar very different is the wars. In Sarajevo, the war with the siege was by the Serbs, the basically Serbians, and the Srpska Republic of Srpska army. But here, it was actually the Croats from Croatia, which is crazy because I just came from Croatia, and they kind of, I don't want to say forgotten about that, but they definitely put it in the past. But that was the difference. So another big difference between Sarajevo and here in Mostar is who attacked them during the war. So during the Bosnian War, remember, the Croats and the Serbs wanted to divide the country basically exactly in half and say, let's forget about the Muslims, let's forget about all the different ethnic groups, let's just keep it for ourselves. So up in Sarajevo, it was the Serbs that had sieged the city and was fighting against the Bosnian Muslim population. But here, it was the Croats who actually had besieged, or at least tried to besiege, Mostar. You can see this area is actually getting a lot more busy, but actually a lot of it is locals and not just tourists. It's always a bit hard to tell what religion someone is or where they're from, but you have a real big mix of people from all different walks of life. A lot of people are getting off of work now and just hanging out with friends and family to go get some food or coffee. Just hang out and enjoy this nice weather. But just turning right off the main street over here on the traditionally mostly Muslim side, I'm actually going to try to cross the bridge to the Croat side, which is crazy because it's in 2022, June 2022, and really there's still a division between the two sides, not officially, but it's definitely felt with the mosques, number one, being built, or that exists, so you can see it very clearly, but also where people feel comfortable living.
They're still dividing this town in that way. Now, on the east side of the river Neretva, there are Bosnian Muslims. On the west side of the river Neretva, there are Catholic Croats. Very bad narrative of international community using the construction of the old bridge in 2004. Publicly states the whole world. Two ethnicities in town of Mostar after very bloody war from two sides of the river, making peace over new rebuilt bridge. Very beautifully written. I almost believe it. True, not. Mostar was divided during the war. This town is still divided while we're talking about it, but not in the river. We have 4 minutes walking. We're going directly to the front line, which is the local street called Boulevard. I'm going to explain over there 14 months of the war period of the Mostar city for his citizens in the whole existence of this town.
So I just ran out of internet from the last top up, and I went to a mobile shop and they said, no, you need to go to a tobacco shop. And these guys said they can't do it either because they don't support this telecom here in Mostar. So, guys, I just tried to look up a quick fact about how many people died here in the siege. I just can't do it. All right, guys, I'm gonna walk across the bridge over to the side where mostly Croats live, even till this day. Honestly, I didn't really believe it because it's 2022 and the city, the war has ended quite some time ago, I guess 20 years ago now. So I assumed people moved on, people have kind of forgotten about it, but a lot of people haven't. A lot of people, they grew up during the war. So if you're in your 40s or above, you definitely remember it a lot. And my guy was actually saying that a lot of people who are his age and above have actually never even crossed this bridge or the old bridge since the war. For 20 years they haven't crossed the bridge. As you can see on this side, you have a lot of the Muslim mosques, and on that side from the cross you can tell that's where the Christians are. So right away you can't tell the difference. And on this side you can see you have so many mosques on this side. In one shot, we have 1, here's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have the 2 churches there, you can see. I can't look it up because there's no internet here in Bosnia after 5 days or whatever it was, but I'm assuming that in front of me is closer to Croatia, while behind me is closer to, is away, I guess, closer to the Sarajevo side. But I can't confirm it because I have no freaking internet, guys. Just when I forgot about how much I disliked being here in Bosnia. And I know this doesn't seem like a big deal because we're talking about a subject that's much more intense about the war that happened. But if you're wondering, I guess to answer the question why there's not more tourists here in June and summer, it's because the infrastructure in all of Bosnia sucks, including Herzegovina, which is the south. And that's a shame because if you just look around, it is a very nice country. It has really nice cities.
Nisam ja nikome po 2 marke prodavala. Nisam ja nikom po 2 marke prodavala. Nije, vidiš. Pa nisam, ne do mi Bog, pa ne bi ja to
So I broke down and I was like, you know what, let me just go into a shop and just buy another SIM card, even though I'm only here for one more day. But even then it's not working. So ironically, this place has SIM cards for 30 days, but I'm only here for one. This little kid's trying to help me. Yeah? Because she doesn't speak English. Alright, guys, I give up. I'm gonna walk back to the old town because honestly, guys, like, I really wanted to like the city. I wanted to give you some facts about it, tell you about the tragedies that happen here, but without basic internet, I can't fact check anything, and I don't want to just try to tell you everything off the top of my head. Luckily, I have some footage from this morning and from yesterday, so I'll try to put together a storyline for you guys here. But basically, Mostar Old Town is very beautiful. It is a great place as a tourist for a few days, and actually surrounding this area, there's a lot of beautiful nature, there's waterfalls, there's some really amazing places. There's a good free walking tour where you can learn about the history of the war here against the Croats, who basically tried to take this part of the land. And actually, I'm very curious to hear from a Bosnian Croat about why they decided to take it, besides just wanting more land and having the opportunity to do so, if they really truly believe that there was some kind of historical reason for why they should own it, and the Bosnian Muslims should leave, because I'm sure history always has the two sides. Usually one side is more correct than others, but there's always a grain of truth of everything, right? Like even what's happening in Russia right now, Russia can say, yeah, but between the years of 20 and 1990, the Ukraine territory, was part of the USSR, and therefore Russia should be able to, own it because there's so many Russian people in there, which is partially true. But then if you go further back, you're like, well, Ukraine was a sovereign country before that, and also after that, they're their own country. So it depends on what snapshot you look at in time. You can say there's a lot of Russian-speaking people in a certain country, and you can say here there's a lot of Bosnian Muslims here, or there's lots of Bosnian Croats here, and it's all true. But really, at the end of the day, who's at fault is who starts attacking a peaceful country and and tries to steal. So as I'm getting closer to the old town, I am very happy that I'm leaving tomorrow.
Somebody immediately goes for, yeah, it's a communist country. Wrong again. Socialist. Yugoslavia never was a communist country. Socialist. A little bit lighter than the actual communism. 1948, Tito breaking up with Stalin and his own communism, joining him in the Cold War race and establishing his own socialism as a system much lighter than most of the communist countries. Proof, traveling. You cannot go outside of North Korea, Russia, China during that period. From Yugoslavia, you can. 124 countries without any particular visa for 16 years in a row. But living in Yugoslavia is like living in North Korea, China, Russia. No democracy. So you couldn't talk against the government. That is making it regime. But in Yugoslavia, you had a choice. From North Korea, Russia, China, you cannot leave. Voluntarily, in Yugoslavia, yes. If you didn't like the system, sell your properties, 10 days waiting for the passport, take your money, your family. You can go live in the world whatever you want. Nobody will actually stop you on the border. So people who remain celeb remain because they want it.
All right, guys. I didn't give up on you guys. Went to a third shop, or fourth shop now, and she was able to help me. I bought just a whole new SIM card for another 5 days, and it didn't work. So luckily she called and she figured it out. I got myself a nice refreshing coca to celebrate this victory. So I have internet now. I'm super happy that I went through the trouble of finding another SIM card, because I just got a message right when I put it in from the girls earlier. They want to have a little cheeky ice cream. So it's perfect timing, because if I didn't put that SIM card in, I would have had no idea that they were messaging me. So this is why internet's important. If you want to like keep in touch with people that you met, with friends, find places, do a little fact check, and know that there were 3,000 people who died in Mostar during the Bosnian War, you can do that. Now, it's still so strange that these mobile phone shops can't sell SIM cards, only tobacco shops. So like these little kiosks, which are busy doing other things, so they don't normally have time to activate SIM cards here. I think they're celebrating a football club memory. So I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but the other reason why I didn't want to buy a SIM card, even though they're actually very cheap here, and luckily you don't need your passport or anything here, it's because I'm out of cash, guys. And if I go to the ATM, it's another $5 withdrawal fee. So I don't want to take out another $100 to be here for 1 day. So I'm trying to like conserve, because nowhere takes credit card. It's silly. For a country who relies on international tourism as a big part of their economy, it is silly that they don't want to accept credit card, because people would spend more money if they did. And there's the same problem in Sarajevo, and here actually I feel like it's even a bigger problem. Like nobody here takes credit card. All right, so from right here after this bookseller, you can tell the floor changes. So it goes from the newer Austro-Hungarian side to the slightly older, and as we go further towards the Old Town, you can see the cobblestones. So now that we're back in the Old Town, there's so many of these beautiful cafes that have such an amazing view of the river here. And as you can see, here is the super cobblestone, slippery, pebbly street. So this is like Old Town, Old Town. It is sad though that during the war, 95% of the Old Town was destroyed. So all this has been rebuilt, but they have rebuilt it in the original style with the original construction methods as well as materials. And that's why it looks very, very similar to what it would have looked like 100 years ago before the war. It is a UNESCO heritage protected city, which is why they have to build it this way. But because of that, they got a lot of, not necessarily funding from UNESCO, but they got a lot of help. And a lot of countries chipped in to support. And just over here, we have this beautiful view, as well as tourists, Austrian tourists taking photos. But it is really, really beautiful here. Look at this. So this is your first cocktail, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's Yugoslavian. It's actually from Slovenia, but it's popular all around here.
Really?
Yeah, and it's kind of like if you imagine a pomegranate herb flavored Coca-Cola.
Oh, that's good.
It's better than Coke, right?
It is. Wow.
Yeah, I like it.
Wow, that's really good.
Now you're addicted. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot.
4 or 5 people in this city will probably say, including me, back to Yugoslavia. Don't make me wrong, that is my ideology, but this is my country. That is my ideology, but this is my country. I gave this country 974 days as a soldier, volunteered at 17 in this town, and I can proudly say this is my country. But my country in Europe on the first spot is just one thing: most corrupt country. Not saved by me, saved by Transparency International. 3 days ago I had here a discussion with a couple from Bulgaria. They say that they are number one. This year is our second poorest country in Europe. Unemployment rate in my town right now is at 37%. Average paycheck in the country not passing 550 mark.
So guys, earlier I was saying there's a beautiful nature nearby, and our expert tour guide, certified from Austria, is going to tell us where she's going tomorrow. So.
I have no idea how to actually pronounce that. I think it's Pochitelje.
Okay. I take it.
Blagaj.
Uh-huh. And what is it?
Yeah, it's like 2 towns south of Mostar, which is supposed to be really nice. And I think this one is a mosque, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think so.
It just looks like a house on a,
It
on
does,
a waterfall.
but I think they said it's a mosque.
Oh wow, okay.
We have to look that up.
Thank you for your expert tourism advice.
You're welcome.
I can see all through this.
Can you see us? Oh, we didn't know. Well, welcome. Uh-huh, thank you very much.
You guys are always so on time.
We are Austrian.
Yeah.
That's what it's German and Austrian, but
Is it? Okay.
the part was I was just like staring at y'all through the door as Johnny was about to put his camera on, and I was like,
Oh, so you can see us through there.
like perfectly.
Oh.
He said it's this place.
No.
Ice cream.
It's this one here.
It's this one here?
Yeah. I remember the way it looks. It has like this beautiful.
I think he said it's his cousin owns it.
No, but does it? But I have heard that is best.
Okay.
So, and it looks the best.
Getting
so we'll
ice
see. We'll see.
cream.
Ice cream break.
Oh, when you're in Dubrovnik,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna tell you like the 2 ice cream stores.
Oh.
I haven't been on. I have only been to one,
Okay.
and it has like this really creamy, nice flavored ice cream. I tell you.
Is
And
it
it's
all
not like
ice cream, creamy
Gianni.
flavor? Oh,
No.
Johnny's ice cream.
Gianni's the best one. I tried all of them.
Yeah, you have been to Aroma as well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Aroma was amazing.
Aroma was really good.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I
Aroma's
like
second
it.
place.
And I like it that it's like this old school buckets they have it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I tend to go there usually because it's like the.
Yeah, but Gianni's
Don't worry.
like home owned.
Johnny will try Gianni's aroma and whatever else I need to try.
Settle the debate.
Yeah, but for now, we're gonna go to this one right here.
I don't want to be working anymore.
I don't think this guy's supposed to be driving on this closed street, but here he is. And we're going to I Love Mostar Gelato. Hello. I've heard this is the best ice cream in Mostar.
Yeah,
Is it true?
it's the best.
Okay, we'll find out. Definitely the best advertising. Another future Coke addict. What do you think it's going to taste like?
Coke.
Yeah,
Is it?
but it's a I don't know, Slav Coke. Go.
That's really good.
It's better than Coke, right?
Yeah, that's actually really good.
I think everybody's surprised how good Coke is. Do you like Coke? What are your thoughts? You don't like Coke? Really? Wow.
I was gonna ask you what your favorite ice cream flavor is, and now I don't.
Now don't trust him. You can't trust him now. How's your ice cream, buddy? Lecker. Lakusna. Is it good? Which flavor is this? Cheesecake?
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think?
It's good.
Who's is more better?
It's ice cream. Ice cream's always good.
It's always good.
Yeah.
Yours is better. Okay, what is it?
Coconut, bounty, and
Ah.
chocolate.
And?
Cheesecake and chocolate.
Also nice. And look, they missing the B from bananas.
Banana. That's how you say banana.
Okay. Thank you. Follow. What do you think of this view now? How do you say it? Paul?
What's Paul? No.
No.
Blah.
Bah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're throwing up in your mouth. Wow. Das wunderbar. No. Facing me.
No.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, hold on. And my outro is me falling off and going to the hospital. Alright. It's been a fun day here in Mostar. I hope you enjoyed how beautiful it is. I hope you enjoyed seeing the new town, the old town, hear about a little of the history. And that's it. So we're gonna enjoy this view, go get some beers, and some wine from, what region are we?
Herzegovina.
Herzegovina wine. Maybe smoke some shisha and enjoy a day. Ciao guys. I asked for a bottle of white wine. This is what they gave us. That's their local wine. So after the tour, we decided to have a cup of coffee. You can go ahead and pour. This is the most beautiful backdrop ever for coffee. Yeah, I've had it before, but I think I've never had it here on the road.
That's nothing it should happen.
But here is the nicest place I'll ever have the coffee, or I've had it so far. Oh, what is that? Are you gonna dip it?
No, it's called. It has a specific name.
I don't know. I call it Turkish delight, but I know that's not right.
No, I think it's
Bosnian
actually called
delight?
Delights.
Delight? Okay.
In English, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
Fala.
Bye.
Your content? You got me getting of you pouring this coffee?
Oh yeah. So people are gonna wonder, like, how did I go from a beautiful view with a beautiful girl 2 seconds ago to another one? And basically we just swapped places while she's getting a massage. I'm sorry guys, I'm having a very hard life here. But I'm gonna try to pour this better than the last girl.
Cheers.
Oh no. Oh.
Okay, that's just showing off at that point.
Mhm. This is what a good chai master does.
Chai master.
Okay. Cheers to being an
Mostar?
11
Cheers to being an 11.
at Mostar. Also nice. And
It's so good.
I should like slow-mo this and like mood music on the background.
There's like powdered sugar exploding out of our mouths.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you.
Your turn, go. So sad.
I'm done.
All right. Now we have this beautiful food. And both
of us.
both of the beautiful girls. Fala. Oh my god. Fala schön. I can't believe I forgot how to say bon appetit now. Guten Appetit. Bon provecho. Stefana. Hikatakimasu. Yep, all that stuff. Enjoy. I know you should have got this. But you guys got the same thing. You could have just shared.
I know. I wanted it.
And we could have had the big one. It's a really beautiful city. So this bridge is actually the first bridge, the oldest bridge. But they said this was a test because they wanted to build the big old bridge, but they wanted to make sure it was going to be structurally sound. Most of this area was actually rebuilt because all the destruction in the war. So everything you see is actually UNESCO protected, but rebuilt in the same way. But most of it was destroyed. And these girls are going to jump now and demonstrate how amazing it is.
Into shallow water.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, this is super shallow. Okay, don't jump here. So here we have the diving club. These guys in the speedos, they jump. Here is the official club. Mostar actually means bridge keepers. Here's the rib boat.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this guy to jump. He's already jumped a few times today. And yeah, we're waiting for another jump. You'll jump today, right? You're gonna jump.
You need to give 50 euros.
50?
Everything for free.
50.
If you want to make documentary,
Yeah.
we'll make documents.
Need €5?
Yes.
And then you'll do the jump?
We're jumping for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for our going away last meal together, we have this amazing view and this Bosnian Oriental breakfast. Oh.
Could we have some tap water, please?
I'm excited for whatever's going to go on top of this star.
I am too.
There has to be something more.
Dude, this is like crazy.
Guys, welcome to Mostar. Welcome to Wunderbar.
That's wonderful.
Oh my gosh, so much more. More. I thought it was finished. I was like, okay, that still looked pretty good. Wow. Fala. Oh my gosh, guys. Guten Appetit. Let's enjoy. Cheers. Bye, girls. Cheers.
Bye, Johnny.
Thank you. So it's funny, all this graffiti, 1981, Red Army. This has nothing to do with the war. Actually, it's a football club. You can see over here where it says Red Army 81. That's the year the football club was started. Nothing to do with the Soviet Red Army. It's very confusing because in Sarajevo, when you see graffiti, it's almost always about the war itself, the Serbian invasion, anti-siege, very political. But here, it's all about the football clubs. The Serbian have really nothing to do with it. It has to do with the Croatians. So you have the Red Army, which I think is the Mostar football club, started in 1981. I think maybe it's like the railroad workers. And then there's the Croatian team. And the thing is, even though it is just about sports. It's really not. It is the Bosnian Muslims versus the Croatians. And they now have this rivalry through sports, but here it gets pretty violent sometimes too, because it is a hooligan type football club. There's a lot of the ultras, nationalists, and a lot of people kind of forget, but you know, whenever you have a lot of testosterone going around, you know, big groups of like 50 or 100 guys all cheering out the same thing, all having a rivalry, it can very easily turn into a battalion if wartime actually comes. That's exactly what happened with the Azov. They were literally a football club, and then when Russia decided to invade and take Crimea in 2004, they got together and they formed the Azov battalion and they started fighting. Very ultra nationalistic people. That's why they have this bad reputation. You can see 1981, Red Army everywhere. Oh guys, sorry I didn't see you there. I just got out of my Ku Klux Klan meeting because the white supremacists. Anyways, who is the Azov? People keep asking this. I'm gonna answer two things: who they are they good or bad, and more importantly, why Russia hates them so much, and why they're such a big deal. Okay, quick background: they were a football hooligan club, very similar to the Red Army 1981 guys from Mostar or from Bosnia. And I'm sure in whatever country you live in, there are soccer hooligans or football fanatics. There are sports, you know, super fans. They tailgate, they do whatever crazy stuff. Normally it's just like a bunch of dudes, you know, 50 or 100 guys, maybe a couple hundred. You know, it could be 1,000 guys who get together in football clubs. And during peace times, yes, there's conflict against the other team or maybe even another country. You might have like, you know, Manchester United versus, you know, I don't know, Madrid or something, Real Madrid, right? And the thing is, yeah, they might fight, they might butt heads, but during peace times, it's really not that big of a deal. It's kind of just a way for people to vent and show their support and their love for the country. Now, in 2014, when Russia took Crimea and they illegally annexed Crimea, which is a whole nother story and why they took it, mostly because they wanted another warm water port. But these soccer hooligans were kind of one of Ukraine's only lines of defense. Ukraine just wasn't very strong. They couldn't really fight back, and that's why they lost Crimea so easily. These ultra-nationalists were like, screw you, Russia, for taking our land. We're gonna fight back. So they became more of like a brigade. So they started arming themselves. And it would be very similar to, let's say the US for some reason didn't have a strong army, and Mexico decided they wanted to take Texas. Imagine these, you know, these fans, these Texas Longhorn fans, or you know, whatever it is, a group of 900 guys. And they're like, Mexico, we're coming after you, we're gonna fuck you up. We don't care if you have support or not, we're gonna come fuck you up. Now, imagine if the US didn't have an army. How they react? Would they say, no, guys, like, you can't do this, this is not legal, you know? And these Texas guys were like, this is America, fuck yeah, fuck all these Mexicans for stealing our land, fuck those guys. That's basically what happened in the East. That's what happened in the Azov. Does Canada have extreme Canadians? Yes. All right, does that mean we should go bomb Canada and kill all the people in Toronto and Vancouver because there's 900 Mounties who were trying to take back their land? No. The whole Azov thing is completely overblown by Russia wanting an excuse to attack Donetsk, to attack the East, and take over Ukraine. That's it. Why do they want to take it over? For many, many reasons. Partially because there's oil and gas. There's natural resources in the East. Partially because they want water to flow to Crimea. There's lots and lots of reasons. The reason why Azov is so hated by Russia is because it's feared by Russia. not only is it an easy excuse, because helping beat the Nazis was Russia's only real win in the last 100 years, and they're so proud of that. Russia has become the Nazis. Putin is becoming Hitler. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It is such a crazy time we live in. Thank you for your continued support. I know that this war is going to be dragging on for a long time, and you may be tired of hearing from it. But I promise you, the people that are getting attacked and displaced from Ukraine are even more tired. We need to chip in and stop this war. Our government support, and we need the support of all of us as citizens. Дякую. Thank you guys.